welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello, everyone. I am Mike.
Hello, I'm Rainbow.
And today we are going to be starting our story for this month, a 3-day story. And the title of the story is The Dog and the Shadow. Ooh, this is quite a famous story. Some of you might have heard it already before. It's a story with a moral at the end, kind of a good life lesson, a good little bit of wisdom that you can learn from the story and then use for the rest of your life. And it involves a dog, clearly. We have dog in the title. And this dog is quite clever. He's quite smart.
I love clever dogs. And there is a saying that says that dogs are man's best friend, right?
Ah, that is an expression, yes. Of course, dogs and humans have been living together for thousands of years, and it's been a very successful team or a successful partnership or friendship.
Yeah.
And dogs, of course, we love dogs in our lives, and they are extra cute when they sort of do human things, right? They can raise their eyebrows or when they turn their head if they're confused. And in our story, this dog is actually a very human type of dog. Not that he's walking on 2 legs or talking. No, no, no. He's just human like us because he's not quite happy with what he has. He's being a little bit greedy.
I wonder what this story has to teach us about dogs. I guess it's trying to say that humans are greedy, right? That's why it's teaching us.
I think we know that already, definitely. But let's check out the dog in the story and the shadow in The Dog and the Shadow. One day, a dog was hurrying home. He was carrying a big bone in his mouth, and he wanted to eat it in peace. On his way, he had to cross a narrow bridge. Okay, so yes, we're reading the story of the dog and the shadow. Now, I'm guessing that all of you guys out there, you guys know what a dog is, right? I mean, most people have seen dogs, have dogs, played with dogs. You might even live with a dog as a pet. And all of you have a shadow, but not all of you might know exactly what a shadow is. So let's get into that first.
That's true. We all have shadows. A shadow is a part on the ground or on the wall that's dark. It happens when there's a light around you and you are the person who is in front of the light. And so behind you there would be a dark space, which is kind of like your face or your body shape right there, and that's your shadow. And I remember when I was young, we used to play these shadow dogs.
Shadow puppets.
Shadow puppets on the wall. Yeah, that was super fun. And at night, what's really scary is if you're walking in a very dark alley and you look at the wall behind you and there's a shadow, someone creeping over. So who's that? That's probably a bad person. Okay, so let's get started with our article. It says, one day, a dog was hurrying home. He was carrying a big bone in his mouth, and he wanted to eat it in peace. The dog's like running and waiting to eat it, and he was just hurrying home.
That's right. He's going home very quickly. He has this wonderful, tasty snack or treat, this bone. Of course, we all know that dogs love to chew on bones. They get lots of nourishment from it, and it's also very good for their teeth. And this dog wanted to enjoy his bone in peace and privacy. Basically, he didn't want to share his delicious bone with any of the other dogs. So, of course, he was moving quickly. He was hurrying home. And when you hurry, here we're using it as a verb. You're going or doing things quickly. You're trying to save time. Maybe you're late. Maybe you're trying to be early. Who knows? But time is important, but you still have to do this action. So you try to do the action, whatever that is, in a fast, quick or in a hurry. I am in a hurry because I'm late, or I'm hurrying to get ready for school because, again, I'm late. So people will often hurry or go quickly when they want to do something as fast as possible, maybe get home and have your tasty snack. In this case, it's a bone.
And what is a bone? Well, we all have bones. That's the hard part that's inside of our bodies that holds the flesh and the meat outside. And in the dog's case, maybe it's, I don't know, a cow's bone, a chicken's bone, someone's bone, but that's going to be really tasty. And like Mike said, bones have a lot of nutrients. There's a lot of calcium. There's probably some meat to eat, and it's a dog's favorite snack. So he's on his way home, and he's hurrying because he just wants to enjoy that snack in peace.
Exactly. He is very hungry and he wants to eat. But on his way, the story continues, so on his way home, he had to cross a narrow bridge. Okay, so I guess this dog might be in the city, in the countryside. He's going along a little road or something. And between his home and where he is now, he has to go over maybe a little river or something. So he has to cross this narrow bridge. And when we cross something, when we're using it as a verb in this way, we're talking about going over something that we're probably using a bridge or something to help us get over or to get across. If you want to cross a river, well, you'll probably use a bridge. If there's no bridge, you might use a boat or a ferry, or if there's nothing there to help you, you'll have to cross that river by swimming. Unless the river is, not too deep and you can walk. But generally, if we're driving around a city especially, and there's a big area like a river that we can't go through easily, that cars can't drive across, they will have to cross that river or whatever using a bridge or something like that. Now, bridges with roads and cars and buses and trucks on them will be quite large, right? They need to have a lot of cars and trucks going across at the same time. This one, though, this bridge is quite narrow.
Oh, that's right. And narrow is the opposite of wide. So when a road is wide, there's so much space for you to walk in. But when it's narrow, it means it's so small and it's kind of dangerous, and it's probably really easy to fall off the bridge. If anytime there's a narrow bridge or a narrow road, you have to be careful, especially if you're driving or if you're on a bridge. Got to be super careful that you don't fall off or that it's getting really dangerous. So this is going to be an interesting story. Let's go ahead and take a break, and then we'll see what happens with that dog who's crossing the narrow bridge.
As the dog crossed the bridge, he happened to look down at the river. In the water, he saw his own reflection. The dog didn't know that, though. The dog thought that the shadow was another dog. It was looking at him and his bone. The dog didn't like that. Okay, we are back with the dog and the shadow. Well, so far in the story, it's more the story of the dog and the bone.
Yeah.
This dog
and the
has
bridge.
found a tasty, delicious bone. He wants to take it home. He's hurrying home to eat his bone all alone in peace and quiet. And yes, on the way home, he had to cross a narrow bridge. So here he is going over a bridge. And of course, as most of you know, bridges often go over rivers or streams or lakes or things like that. Things with water underneath. Now that's an important thing to remember as we get back to our story.
As the dog crossed the bridge, he happened to look down at the river. In the water, he saw his own reflection. The dog didn't know that, though. He had never really seen his reflection. He doesn't know what that is. Maybe he didn't even know what he looked like.
Yes, it's true. Animals often don't see themselves in their reflection the way we do. We're used to mirrors and photographs and pictures. Some animals, they can't quite understand what they're seeing when they see their reflection in a mirror.
Exactly. Reflection is that mirror image of something that is in front of a mirror or water, something that reflects, gives this image back to you. So a reflection can be you when you're looking at a mirror or you when you're looking at water. So of course, in this case, he looks down and he does not know what is there because he has no idea that that is himself. And probably he doesn't know much about science or mirrors, so he doesn't know that that's just water. He thinks probably there's something in there.
There you go. Yes, he doesn't brush his teeth or put his makeup on in front of a mirror every day. And so he might see it in the water. You can also, of course, see your reflection in some glass.
Oh, yeah.
And I know some people these days often use their phone, the black mirror. They sometimes call your phone screen just to kind of make sure that your hair looks okay or whatever. But for a dog, this is all very strange. So the dog looks down. He sees this thing in the water. And what is the dog's brain telling him? It says the dog thought that the shadow or the reflection was another dog. He's looking at something. He sees a dog there, but he's not quite smart enough to know, hey, that's me. That's just me. I'm seeing my reflection. He's looking in this mirror or the water and he's saying, oh, another dog, as if he's looking through a window instead of looking at a mirror. The dog, the reflection, it was looking at him and his bone, because of course he's just looking at himself in the water. The dog didn't like that.
No.
So suddenly, instead of knowing he's just looking at himself, he thinks he's looking at another dog who might want to take his bone.
He's got an enemy.
He does now. An enemy with a bone that looks just like his bone.
What's gonna happen?
Oh, no.
Is he gonna jump at him?
Well, actually, I don't know what's going to happen in the story, but I do know what will happen now. We're going to have to say goodbye.
Oh,
I know.
We gotta come back for it.
I know. You guys are going to have to join us tomorrow. Grab yourselves a tasty bone and come back for that. We're going to be back here with the dog, the reflection, the other dog, and all the bones.
And the shadow.
And the shadows in tomorrow's story. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye. One day, a dog was hurrying home. He was carrying a big bone in his mouth, and he wanted to eat it in peace. On his way, he had to cross a narrow bridge. As the dog crossed the bridge, he happened to look down at the river. In the water, he saw his own reflection. The dog didn't know that, though. The dog thought that the shadow was another dog. It was looking at him and his bone. The dog didn't like that.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 hurry 动词赶紧急忙。We need to hurry or we'll miss the train. 我们需要赶紧，否则会错过火车。下一个单字 bone 名词骨头。Sam broke a bone in his arm while playing soccer. Sam 踢足球时手臂骨折了。下一个单字 cross 动词越过横越。They crossed the river by boat. 他们坐船越过了河流。最后一个单字 narrow 形容词狭窄的。The road was too narrow for cars to pass through. 这条路太狭窄，汽车无法通过。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 in peace 平静的，这是一个副词片语。Peace 是平静、宁静的意思。我们来看看这个例句 I enjoy reading in peace at the park. 我喜欢在公园里安静地看书。下一个文法 on one's way 在途中，在路上，这是一个固定用法。Way 在这里指的是路途。我们来看看这个例句 Joe is on his way to the supermarket now. Joe 现在正在去超市的路上。最后一个文法happen to 加动词，恰巧刚好做某事。 Happen 在这里指的是偶然发生，这个短语不能用于进行式哦。我们来看看这个例句。I happened to see Mary at the coffee shop yesterday. 我昨天恰巧在咖啡店见到 Mary。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Here's how to play. The host will be holding 3 cards. Each card will have 2 sentences containing a secret vocabulary word or phrase that has been replaced by the word bear. The host will read the sentences out loud for the contestants to guess. Whoever guesses first gets a point. The person with the most points wins. And you can play along too.
Welcome to Guess the Bear. Let's get started. I'm your host, Winnie.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Josh.
So we got 2 Joshes today. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Let's get started.
Ready.
Let's get started. The first one is a noun, 1 word. Nate set up the grill for the backyard bear. In Taiwan, the Mid-Autumn Festival often involves bear.
Party. Cooking. Grill. Barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
The answer is barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Nate set up the grill for the backyard barbecue. In Taiwan, the Mid-Autumn Festival often involves barbecues. Okay. Don't worry, Josh, you've done this. Okay. This next one is a verb, and it is 1 word. Dave and Bill are always fighting and can't bear on anything. Rachel suggested going hiking and everyone bared.
Agree.
Oh, you got that one. Yeah, really quick. Okay, the answer is agree. Dave and Bill are always fighting and can't agree on anything. Rachel suggested going hiking and everyone agreed. Okay, so far it's a tie, so this one goes to the winner. Phrase, 2 words. I only bear 1 chore bear before I can relax. Cindy spent too much and bared no money bear for the bus. This one's hard.
Yeah, it is.
I only bear 1 chore bear before I can relax. Cindy spent too much and bared no money bear for the bus.
Spent time. Spent.
I only bear 1 chore bear before I can relax.
Nah. What
Any
is it?
guesses? No? Okay. Have something left. So I only have 1 chore left before I can relax. Cindy spent too much and had no money left for the bus. So it's actually a tie today.
That's pretty cool, man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yes, yes. But
I
you
like
guys
that.
did great.